If only I had motivation, I would be successful with my fitness goals. I just need to be more motivated and I'd be able to figure all this out. Not true. Everybody says that though. They're just looking for motivation constantly. Kind of a weird buzzword, right? So I figured I would make a video about it. What I'm going to do in this video is talk about the 3 major mistakes around motivation. Weird, ambiguous buzzword that everybody's kind of chasing. And I'm going to go through the 3 major mistakes here around it. And I'm hoping this gives you a reframe, a new perspective, and just a new way to look at motivation at all. Because I personally don't even think about motivation. And I don't think you should either. And that leads me into mistake number 1, which is caring about motivation at all. You shouldn't. Just ignore it. It literally doesn't matter. How you can tell that someone is not consistent or successful with their fitness goals is that they talk about motivation. It doesn't matter. Literally just never bring it up ever again, okay? I don't pay it any mind. It doesn't take up any mental bandwidth for me, and I'm successful with my fitness and health goals. And I think the same would be for you as well. So don't pay attention to it. Literally, as of today, ignore it, okay? Never think about it again. Never talk about it ever again. Here's why. Motivation's fleeting. Goes up, goes down. Okay, that is the life cycle of motivation, and that will happen until you die. It's the same for me. It's the same for every human. Okay, you are not going to be motivated all of the time for all of your goals. Okay, specifically what we're talking about here, obviously, is fitness and health. So around your fitness and health goals, your motivation will be fleeting. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. So what you're better off doing is ignoring it because it is not stable. It is not something that is consistent or reliable. So if it's not consistent or reliable, pay no mind. Ignore it. Okay? What you want to do instead, I'll give you a better alternative. So I told you what not to do. What you should do, okay, is think about the successful version of you, okay? The version of you that has already achieved the goals you've set out to do, okay? And then what you want to do is think about how would that person behave? What type of decisions would they make? How would they talk? How would they think? How would they spend their days? What are the tasks that they would do to maintain those goals that I've achieved, right? You want to role play this. Well, actually, first of all, you want to visualize it. Then you want to role play it because what you want to do is do those things, execute on those things. So that's basically what you want to do is just behave as if you've already achieved those goals that you have in your mind and do those regardless of if you're motivated or not. Literally, this is the first time I've brought up the word motivation other than if I'm literally having this exact same conversation with clients because I do not care about it because it doesn't matter. So you shouldn't either, okay? That's mistake number 1, caring about motivation literally at all. Ignore it for the rest of your life, okay? Mistake number 2, thinking about how good you will feel from achieving your goals. This is actually kind of controversial, right? Because a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm struggling with motivation. I'm not going to the gym today. Oh, I should go to the gym, blah, 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 whatever. And then they go, oh man, but if I do my workout, I know I'll feel way better. And you know what? That's not a bad motivator, but I really don't think that's a long game strategy, okay? This is an endurance game. I say this a lot. When it comes to fitness and health, it's literally just about staying in the game. I've stayed in the game now, not perfectly, but I've been playing the game for 15 to 16 years, and I'm only getting better every single season, every single year. And I'm getting more consistent, and I'm getting better. But I'm not getting more motivated. Right? If anything, I was probably more motivated at the start. I probably have less motivation now, but I have systems, frameworks, foundations built that make it a lot easier. And thinking about motivation has not been part of my strategy to do that or caring about it at all. And I guess that's going back to mistake number 1. But in mistake number 2, where we're at right now, thinking about how good you will feel from achieving your goals, I don't think that's particularly helpful because if you understand human psychology, you understand this. We are not motivated as much by moving towards pleasure as we are motivated by moving away and running away from pain. So as dark as that may seem, I think it's better to just understand and accept reality and understand that is how we operate. Well, stop chasing towards something pleasurable in this case and something that's far more motivating, for lack of a better term, is going to be thinking about how bad you would feel if you don't go to the gym today. That's just the example, right? But whatever the task is that you need motivation doing around your nutrition plan or whatever it may be, getting your steps in, gym, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But the point is you're gonna lack motivation at one point, at many points, and thinking about, oh man, I'll feel so much better if I just do it. Okay, like that is a tool you could use to keep you driving, but I think what's way better is hacking human psychology here, human behavior, which is we are just far more motivated from running away from pain than we are moving towards pleasure. So that's mistake number 2, is just thinking about how good you will feel from achieving your goals. And it just doesn't work that well. It works great when you're feeling great, but when you're not feeling great, you're like, you know what I mean? It's kind of meh. So what's way better is like, oh, I don't feel great right now. I'm feeling a little fragile. This is where I'll probably fall off the wagon. Well, that it's probably a good time to think like, oh, this could be way worse. I could feel 10 times worse than this if I do not partake in what is required to achieve my goals. Way more motivating. Okay. Mistake number 3, not being clear about what your actual goals are. Just general ambiguous goals. I want to feel better. I want to eat healthier. I want to lose a bit of weight. These are way too general. They're not measurable. They're not clear. The problem with that is it leads to just very muddy waters, and you end up chasing something that you don't even really want. So what commonly people do in scenarios like this is they will chase various health goals that are very ambiguous and foggy. Like, I want to, like what I was saying before, I want to feel better, and I want better quality of life, and I want to live longer and have better energy. Still good. Those should be part of your goals. I'm not saying those are bad goals, but you want to go deeper than that. You want to go, why does that matter to you? Okay. You want to keep asking why. A good framework for that is 5 whys. So ask yourself why, answer that, then ask why to that. Answer that, then ask why to that. Keep going. Try and get to 5 whys deep, and that's where you will uncover probably your true value system and your true motivation for your goals. Okay. And interestingly enough, what will probably happen is it will be very far off from where you started, because most people do this. This is what I've found through coaching almost 500 people by now. Most people, they have general health goals. And then actually, I'll give you a scenario, okay? I've had clients, this is a scenario I've had like dozens, if not hundreds of times working with clients, where a new client shows up, whether it's in person in my in-person business prior or an online consult, right? And they say, okay, I want to feel good for my kids. I want to be around for my grandkids. I want to lose weight. I want to lose body fat. I want to decrease my blood pressure. I want better energy. Something around, like, those are all kind of under a similar umbrella of like quality of life and general health stuff, right? Great goals. But problem with that is they kind of tack on at the end. They'll be like, oh, by the way, I also would, lose a little bit of weight because I want to look good in a swimsuit in the summer or something. You're like, why'd you just throw that in kind of laughingly? And you know why? Because people feel guilty for wanting to look better. They feel guilty. They immediately assume it's like vanity because they care about looking good naked. And the mistake there is that that's actually a far more potent motivator than just decreasing blood pressure and living longer. Now, those are motivators, but we want to blend those together. So we want to take that, the general health goals, and then we want to attach that and blend it also with like, I also want to look awesome. I want to turn heads. I want people to be jealous of how I look, and I want attention, and I want to be physically attractive. And most people, they have such low self-image that they feel guilty saying that, when truly that is how they feel, but they cannot be honest about that. So that's why you want to really think about what are your actual goals here. And this is what I always tell people this too. If you actually lean more into the vanity side of your goals, like looking better, losing the body fat to get a 6-pack, or maybe just get a flat stomach or whatever, but something that's like significant enough that you're like, whoa, I'm in great shape. I look the best out of my entire family and friend circle. If we focus more on that than the general health side of things, I'm not saying we sacrifice health, right? But if we just focus on the vanity side, the physical, superficial side, it's actually better because, first of all, it's a more potent, stronger motivator because we are visual, vain, superficial people, and we care about things. We care about things like status and physical beauty. But also, you actually end up achieving both goals. So you end up looking better, and you will probably get better health as a natural byproduct. If we chase better health, we don't always look better. In theory, we do, right? People will be like, oh, well, if I chase better health, I will look better as a byproduct. And I think we should flip that on its head and flip it the other way. Because, well, actually, in practice, you can achieve both a lot more effectively if you just go after the vain side of your goals and totally eradicate any self-guilt around that and be very proud of that and be perfectly fine with that is what you care about and that is what you want. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then you'll actually be motivated long enough to stay in the game to see the results that you want. And then before you know it, you're like, oh, blood pressure's down. Oh, I have better energy. Oh, I sleep better. Oh, my social life is better. My sex life is better. Like everything around general health now has actually improved as a result of focusing on the vain side of your goals. So those are the 3 biggest mistakes, just to summarize, okay? Mistake number 1, caring about motivation at all. Ignore it, doesn't matter. You can eradicate that entire word from your vocabulary and your bandwidth for the rest of your life, okay? Mistake number 2, thinking about how good you will feel after achieving your goals. Instead, think about how bad you'll feel if you don't. Okay. Mistake number 3, not being clear about what your goals are and focusing far too much on the general health goals at the expense of not paying not nearly enough credit towards your vanity goals or your physical attraction goals or your status goals or your physique goals. Okay. The things around visual beauty, that matters. It's very important. It is not shallow. It is not superficial. We write it off as that's what it is, but it's not, okay? And so those are the 3 biggest mistakes around motivation. If you can fix those and really, maybe not fix those, but if you can kind of just marinate on what I said throughout this video, I think it'll help you a lot when it comes to just reframing how you look at being motivated, how you look at being driven, how you look at staying consistent in this infinite game, in this endurance game, because this game is just about who can stay in the game the longest. And the longer you stay in it, the better results you get. Whether you're perfect or not, it doesn't matter. I'm not perfect, but I'm very consistent, and that is why I win. I'm also very, very clear on what my goals are, and I am not shameful. I do not feel any guilt towards what I want to chase, what my goals are. I just say, that's what I want. I'm going to go get it. Here's the roadmap to get it. And then I execute on it, no matter how hard it is. Even if I'm not perfect, I'm consistent as hell and I never miss. I'll wake up 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, and I'll be like, yep, did everything I could. And I'm going to keep going, and I'm still in the game. And since I'm still in the game, I'm going to win no matter what. And that guarantees the win. So in this infinite game, you just need to stay in it long enough. And these are little hacks that you can use to stay in the game long enough. And if you're constantly looking for motivation to be in the game long enough, it just won't happen. You will fall off once life punches you in the face, once life gets a little bit hard, once you get caught up in your feelings, you get a little bit emotional, or you don't have a great day, great week, great month, whatever it is. You're just going to fall off the wagon, and then you're going to restart again. And people like me are still going to be moving forward, making gains. You're going to be very confused how we're still making progress. What's motivating them? Well, it has nothing to do with motivation, okay? So rethink some of these things for yourself. If you have any questions, definitely just leave them in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Much love. Appreciate having you here.